So as many of you know, this is a Scindapsus Pictus Argyraeus for the full name, or for common, silver satin pothos. Kind of ignore this leaf and a bit of this one. These here were kind of leftovers from root rot. I had to restart this one here and at cutting because, like I said, root rot, and it wasn't growing and kept coming up with leaves that looked like this and small. So I had to grow it, and it's thriving. Slowly putting out a little baby leaf right there, and it's slowly putting out leaves more. This one is one of the newer ones on this one, which is technically another cutting if I remember correctly, or it's an offshoot, it's one of the two. But the leaves are looking a little bit more happier, definitely so far. The other Scindapsus Pictus Argyraeus, or silver satin pothos. This is one of the newer leaves that came out that just kind of hardened. These two were the original. I had to cut off two other ones because they were dying. Like I said, this is the newer one. It's definitely put out more silvery colors. They're very pretty. I had to also do this one from a cutting as well because my main plant was not exactly happy. I think these here are actually from a main plant and one of them is from a cutting. But the leaves on this are actually fairly decent. They're getting a little bit bigger and definitely putting out more silver because these are the top two here that were put out. And I technically have this under a desk lamp, which I think is LED light or something, and these guys are just loving it because I put this one here underneath and he's been growing to this light. And these here have been just reaching towards it, and I just noticed. Pretty little leaf. I've been waiting for this guy here for a little bit to put out a new leaf and stuff. I'm very happy. But I definitely recommend these guys because they like bright and direct light. They can tolerate dim light, and you pretty much water them whenever the soil is like bone dry, but not for too long, because if you do that and they start to like get yellow and stuff, you're pretty much heavily underwatering them, which is basically, for anyone who's new, doesn't know the term, it basically means you're not giving them enough water. Overwatering is when your soil is constantly wet, which honestly this is probably a bad example because I watered it like the other day and it takes time to soak it up. But overwatering is pretty much you giving your plant too much, and the leaves can also turn like a yellow and die off. Had that slight issue with this before I kind of put into a 4-inch, and then the cuttings as well. But the leaves are, like I said, leaves are coming in nicer and bigger. So I definitely recommend this because honestly it's not actually a pothos, it's just a name, but they have own family or genus of themselves. I won't be able to, don't credit me on that, but that is that. The patterning and the silver on it, honestly, I wish my phone and the camera could pick it up better, but it's very iridescent and silvery pattern. Plus the variegation, which is the silver pattern here, dims over time, and if you give it more light, the more silver it'll become, as you can tell by this leaf, and probably by the newer leaf of this one here as well. It has more silver than some of the other ones. The more light you get, the more silver it gets, and the more bigger they definitely get. But also fertilizer helps as well. I use fertilizer kind of a mix. If the plant is growing during winter, which is the current season at the moment because it's January, I give a very diluted amount after a few waterings, and then I give it mostly water. And then summers you want to give it more fertilizer because since they're pushing out more growth and stuff. But like I said, I recommend. They're very nice. They're kind of almost like Micans, velvety to the touch, but still not the same time. But they're very pretty.